It is officially March 1st, and so that means that another month of reselling is behind me. And I had the opportunity to sit down and look at my numbers, and I thought I would share those with you guys now. This is a really good thing for me. I love that this is a series of videos on my channel because it literally forces me to sit down and do the things that are not super fun, like keeping track of receipts, entering that information into a spreadsheet, looking at your numbers, and just kind of providing me an opportunity to be really reflective and to also put some actual numbers, dollars and cents, to how all of this is actually going. So I hope that you guys find the video useful. It is certainly good therapy and food for thought for me. So let's get into it. I kept the numbers from last month up here so you can kind of see those and check them out, compare last month to this month. First of all, orders, eBay and Bricklink, those are the two platforms that I sell on primarily. I say primarily, but really that's it. 83 orders on eBay, so that's up 11 from last month. 35 orders on Bricklink, that's down 11 there. So that's kind of interesting. I didn't realize that before. So doing some quick math on the old calculator there, that's an average of about 4 orders every single day. Up next, we've got gross sales. This is that number that's really, really big, but it doesn't account for fees and shipping and tax and all that other good stuff. So for this month, we had $2,549.53 on eBay, $1,350.18. So eBay was up about $500 or so, almost $600. And then Bricklink was, it was down $5. So that one's staying pretty consistent. That's cool. And once again, I didn't do the totals before. My gosh. So total of 118 orders, gross sales of $3,899.71. So that's up about $500 over last month. Fees, the not so fun part. On eBay, we paid in $347. On Bricklink, we paid in $81. I think I had this calculated wrong last month. eBay takes about 13%. So and also, I found a really, really cool spot on eBay where you can look at all of this stuff and you don't have to calculate it yourself. I'll show you that after we get through the numbers, just so you can kind of see where I got all of these numbers from and just know that I'm not making them up. Total fees across both of those platforms was $428. Let's talk about shipping. Here we go. $503.73 on eBay, $221.80 on Bricklink. So we're down a little bit on Bricklink. We're up a little bit on eBay. Sum for both was $725.53. You're welcome, USPS. Net sales. So this is basically the take-home pay whenever you subtract the fees, the shipping from the gross sales. So for eBay, our take-home pay was $1,554.61. On Bricklink, it was $1,047.38. Total net sales of $2,601.99. Hooray, that's good. That is up, $600 over last month. Very cool. Now, this is where things went sideways this past month, but with good reason. So I'll show you the numbers and then try to explain myself. Cost of doing business, I purchased $188.43 worth of supplies. Goods, I spent $1,719.38. Oops. Total cost of doing business this past month was $1,907.81. That doesn't take into account things like electricity and stuff like that. It's just supplies and goods, the stuff that I'm buying to resell. So I keep track of that stuff on my BuilderBuds expenses spreadsheet that I'll show you here. So this is the stuff that I bought for supplies. Supplies was down quite a bit over last month because I've just got stuff, like trying to get going, getting labels, getting shipping material. That was a couple of fees there in that first month. But now this month, I really just needed some poly bags, bubble wrap, a couple more mailers. I got some improved lighting for the storage area down in the basement. Got a saran wrap dispenser thing that I could use to wrap things with. And then I purchased some sales tags and a tag gun for my retail space that I'm going to have very soon. But then when we look at goods, I knew that this was getting bad because I was just going out and about. And I think the issue is, it's not an issue. First of all, you have to spend money to make money in the resale game. I understand that. But I guess the reasoning behind the higher expenditure this month as far as supplies is that you're going to see a lot more Walmart things and a lot more Walmart things that are high dollar. I mean, $178, $176, $146. $76, $90, $165. And that's because I've gone more into the retail arbitrage side of things with Walmart. They had a lot of deals on clearance, and you just have to strike whenever the deals are that good because there is really, really good money to be made. So yeah, I spent $1,700, but in my mind, and the analytics tell me, and all of the things that I've looked up, that number should multiply like up to 5 times because I was buying stuff on clearance so darn cheap. And we didn't really have that many thrift store runs. We had one Goodwill, 2, 3, 4 Goodwills basically. And I can't get receipts for like the smaller thrift stores because they just don't do them. They operate on a cash basis. So whatever I'm spending there, which isn't that much, but it would add up to something. Basically I want to have all my ducks in a row. That way, whenever I get to the end of the year and Uncle Sam's like, wow, you made $3,000 every month reselling goods. We would like to tax all of that income. I can go back and I can say, well, yeah, I sold and had a net sale of $2,600, but I also had a pretty large cost of doing business for this month. So taxable income on that, $700, right? Let's move that out of the way. $694.18. So even though I spent a ridiculous amount of money, almost $2,000, I still have $700 as take-home pay that, half of that will go in the savings, half of that will go towards a house payment, which I say that, and what I'm doing right now is I'm just putting everything in savings other than like any money that I might use for buying stuff out and about. So I haven't made any house payments yet. I'm still a little nervous on what the end of the year is going to look like as far as taxes go and how much I'm going to owe. So instead of just actively making additional payments on my house, I'm just stowing all of it away in my savings account. And that way at the end of the year, after I get my taxes paid in for the year 2022, then I can just go forward and I can write a big check basically, and hopefully it'll be $10, $15, $20,000 that I can put towards my house payment. Who knows? That's the goal. We'll see how it goes, but I think being conservative, being on the safe side is probably the way to go, at least for the first year. I would love to be making those house payments now because every one that I make, that's just less interest over time that I'll have to pay back. But again, I'm very conservative when it comes to numbers and money. And I want to be prepared whenever Uncle Sam comes calling for those taxes at the end of 2022. So I promised you I would show you this magical eBay sales report. You can get this by going to Performance and then Sales. And you can do a custom date. So I did February 1st to February 28th. And then you can compare it to the same time period as last year. Or what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to compare it to last month. So there we go. Now, after I've been selling for a year, I think it'll be really cool to compare this to the same time last year so I can see, well, am I growing? Am I stagnant? Am I doing worse year over year? But at least for now, I can kind of use January as my thing that I look at and compare the 2 months that I have been reselling with lots of intentionality, I guess I should say. So there's my sales, that there's no mystery there, 2,549.53. We go back to this spreadsheet, 2,549.53. So all of these numbers are legitimate numbers. I like how it gives you like what kind of taxes were collected by eBay, what your total selling costs were, so your taxes, fees, and shipping, and then your net sales are right there. And then for each one of those, it tells you, are you up? Yeah, I was up 64% over what I did in January. Awesome. And then it breaks it down by auction or buy it now. I've definitely moved away from auction, as you can see, down 80%, but buy it now is up 127%. I think that's how I purchase stuff on eBay, so it made sense to me to kind of move all of my listings over to just buy it now. I like that we get an average sales price per item, so $30 per item, and that's up 15.5%. And it tells you right there, how many items you sold throughout the month. Very cool. Tells you how many were new buyers, so all of them but one. We got a repeat buyer. I didn't even realize that. That's cool. And then it breaks it down by your categories. So toys and hobbies was my biggest sales dollar amount, and it even breaks it down further than that. So Lego complete sets. Sold a couple of Frozen sets that had been in my store for a while, so that accounts for a lot. And I was looking at this list originally. I was like, well, where's clothing? Because that's kind of what my thing is that I'm looking for when I'm out and about thrifting. And then I expanded it and it was like, oh, clothing. It's all like little stuff, but it all kind of has its own different categories. So that made sense to me. That's a lot of stuff. And then you get this nice little bar graph that tells you the blue, your item sales, the green was your shipping, and then the orange was your taxes and fees. And here's your absolute breakdown of your total selling costs. So $851.11, $347 went to fees, $503 went to labels. And then you get your listing insight. So actually looking at, well, what were the things that sold? There's those frozen Elsa's Magical Palaces right there that I sold. And, what were the fees on those? What was the cost? And how much did I actually get for selling them on the platform? And it does that for every single thing that you sold throughout the month. So this area on eBay is just outstanding for any sellers that are really wanting to look at analytics and understand how they're doing during a time period compared to another time period. It's just fantastic. Whereas on Bricklink, the only thing that you can do is you can download your orders for a month and it will tell you kind of in spreadsheet style, like how much money you made. But the problem with that report is that it's got a lot of personal information, so I can't really show that on here very easily. But I thought you guys might enjoy seeing a little peek behind the curtain on eBay. Overall, I would say that I'm really, really happy with the numbers. I would like to not spend that much money every month, obviously, but whenever it's clearance season at Walmart and they're getting rid of stuff, I think that my expenses are going to be a lot higher for goods whenever it's, January, February-ish. Usually this happens in January, but they kind of held on to stuff a little bit longer. I think probably because of the supply chain issues. It took them longer to mark stuff down this year, but now that they have, I think that next month you're going to see that my cost of doing business is likely a lot lower, and hopefully my take home will be much higher. But regardless of that, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you find this information useful. If you have any questions for me, I would be happy to answer those. Until next time, happy selling, and Ronnie resells to the moon. That's my new catchphrase, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.